Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So it is here, the day that we've all been waiting for almost a year. The sentencing date of the Manchester 2. The United Kingdom divisional lines are starting to show. Protests breaking out all over the country. Protests that were not planned. Protests that the police are vastly outnumbered. Guys, listen, we are moving into this now, and we are moving into more divisional lines. The kids are off school, mums and dads are off school. There's going to be more energy now. There's going to be more energy at those protests. There's going to be more people turning up because they don't have to be at school tomorrow. They don't have to be at work tomorrow. Maybe they've finished college. Maybe right now, and I don't know if this is your situation, guys, but maybe somebody right now has just finished school, university, college, whatever. You've just finished, and you're looking at the world right now and you're thinking, right, what is my place in this world? What is my place in this world? I know that in 99, when I joined the military, that was kind of the, hang on guys, there's a fly in here. I know that when I joined the military in 99, that was kind of my my direction. I went, when I was 16 years old, I went there, I didn't look back, and I went on it's like a wild adventure, I guess. What we know now, guys, is the world is a lot different. The world is a very different place. And listen, guys, that chat yesterday is absolutely wild. So yesterday I did a video, guys, and it's something that I'm not going to let this go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not letting this go at all. This is not getting let go. Yesterday, in fact, not yesterday actually. It was not yesterday. So Saturday night. Saturday night in the United Kingdom, potentially around the world, there was some sort of attack, guys. There was some sort of attack. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was human, non-human. I don't know whether it was a solar flare, but lots of people felt it. Not just me. I put myself out there I put myself out there as a, I just put myself out there with that. And, it was absolutely insane, the amount of feedback we got from that. So what I'm going to try and do is, with that video, guys, with the video I did on that we've been attacked. It's going to take me some time. I'm going to go through the comments on that, and I'm going to write down geographically where people were when they got that attack. But guys, listen, I would, from my rudimental analysis of those comments, I would say that this is all over the United Kingdom, and potentially in other places in the world as well. People were waking up in other parts of the world that would correlate to that time window that I gave you guys between 12 and 3, 12, is it 12 a.m.? I think it is 12 a.m. and 03 a.m. So that happened. I am going to be looking into that, guys. I'm not going to let that slide. I'm not just, guys, like I've got evidence now, and I've got anecdotal, I guess, we've got evidence now, and we've got real data that nobody else has, and we can analyze that data. Where we go with that, I will go wherever that data takes me. Miki on YouTube has just sent a little gift. Thank you so much, Miki, for your little gift. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Right, ladies and gentlemen, where are we going first? Let me get the screens up, because I think I'm going to go to the Manchester 2. Let me see if I can find any of the Manchester 2, because as I understand it, the Manchester 2, today is the Manchester 2's, I think they get the verdict today, guys. I think they get the verdict today. So let me just have a look what I can find on the mainstream. Let me see what I can let me see what I can find on the mainstream, guys. Give me a second. No, I can't find anything. There's nothing recent. 2 days ago is the closest. Let me have a look. Right, so they're calling it airport brawl now. So the BBC are called. Oh, my VPN's swizzling me. So the BBC are calling it airport brawl officer. So he's not an officer trying to arrest someone now. he's a brawling officer. I don't know if you have to, I don't know, guys, do you have to do a separate course for that? Listen, guys, I'm going off the BBC News now, right? I'm just reading off the BBC. This is the headline from the BBC on the 25th of July. Airport brawl officer was bully with badge. That's the headline, guys. So he's not an arresting officer anymore. That must be an official thing now, guys. So like when you join the police, oh, what section do you want to go to? Oh, I want to go to the brawling section. I want to be an airport brawler. All right, we've only got 3 places left on the airport brawling course. You'll have to wait till next year. It's all right, yeah, no worries. I will. And I wonder how long that course is to be an airport brawler. A police officer involved in the fracas at Manchester. Honestly, guys, like the way that they write these articles, it's just so annoying. A police officer involved in a fracas at Manchester Airport was an uncontrolled bully with a badge. That is very misleading, guys. That's very misleading. A jury has heard. PC Zachary Marsden and 2 female colleagues were, sorry, I didn't mean to mention, I always try not to mention these officers' names out of respect. A male officer and 2 female colleagues were responding to a report of a man being headbutted at Starbucks at a cafe in Terminal 2. So straight away, that article there, what we've said is it negates the last thing. But look, guys, as I understand it, it is there. They do get sentenced today. And right on time for maximum social collateral, guys. All right, let me just click on this. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we are on now. I guess we're on. We're talking. You guys know what we're talking about. We are talking about. We are talking about. It happens today. We've got the trial of the. Sorry, guys. We have got the trial of the Manchester 2, as I understand it, and I may be wrong, but I'm pretty confident I'm not. That they are getting. They are getting sentenced not sentenced. They're getting the verdict today. Going to be fantastic, guys, what this verdict comes out as. Also, we have got the divisions rise now in the United Kingdom. Absolutely unbelievable. Again, I'm going off a BBC article now, guys. And the reason I'm doing this is so I don't get swizzled in the, with the algorithm telling me I'm spreading fake news. So thousands of anti-migrant protesters and pro-immigration counter-protesters. You see, this is wrong. Straight away, guys, this is wrong, okay? Listen to what they're saying. Thousands of anti-migrant protesters. I don't think they were anti-migrants. They were anti the stuff that they do to kids. And pro-immigration counter-protesters, again, on those placards that those guys have, on those placards that they have, because they've been mass-produced in such numbers, it's kind of it's a double-edged sword. So they're like, refugees welcome or stand up to racism. Oh, I can't remember what it says, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to the cause that they're claiming to be. It's like saying, it's like turning up to a Manchester United game with a Liverpool shirt on. You're like, whoa, why are you turning up with a Liverpool shirt on? Well, we just got given it. What? Yeah, but this is Manchester United. Yeah, but it's like in the northwest of England, so it's kind of the same. What? No, it's not. It's Manchester or Liverpool. Yeah, but listen, I got paid 40 quid to come here, and I got given this shirt, so here I am. Oh, right, okay, right, whatever. That is literally what it's like. 300, between 300 and 400. Oh, here we are, guys. Here we are. Right. So here's the numbers. Right. Okay. Here we are, guys. The BBC's reporting, guys. Listen, and it's totally up to you about these numbers, guys. Whatever you think on these numbers, it's up to you. Remember what I always say on this channel, guys. I say it so many times. Do you know what I do? What I don't say enough? Ladies and gentlemen, we're on. Can you please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification? We're triple streaming now. We're streaming on TikTok, we're streaming on YouTube, and we are streaming on X as well, guys, okay? So can you guys go and show your support on all those platforms? Because I really do appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can do nothing else, please share my stuff, because the algorithm absolutely loves it. The algorithm absolutely loves it when my stuff gets shared. So if you can do that, guys, I would really appreciate that. You guys have literally seen how many of my videos I get banned, how many times I get banned off the live stream. I'm surprised I'm still on right now, actually. So please show your cross-pollination and cross-support. Right, so I'm just going to read this now of the BBC. Remember, we see things with our own eyes, don't we? I know I do. You know, and I look at things and I think, right, that's not what actually happened. So I'm just going to read you what the BBC was. I'm just going to read you what the BBC have been, reporting. Between 300 and 400 anti-migrant protests. I'm just going to read this, guys. I'm reading it. This is not my opinion. This is from the BBC. All right. Between 300 and 400 anti-migrant protesters were at the Bell Hotel, Epping, according to BBC journalist James Bryant. Some were waving St George's flags, while others had banners and signs with slogans including "Protect Our Kids." So straight away, I'm just going to read it and I'll come back to it. But they were greatly outnumbered by an estimated 2,000 counter-protesters who were chanting, "Say it loud, say it clear, refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear, refugees are welcome here. Say it loud." It's got that. They've got that little drum thing, haven't they? Bum 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 bum. What is it? Bum 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 bum. You know, they've got that little slogan. They've got that little drum beat. Essex police said the protests were peaceful, but 3 people had been arrested. Okay, yeah, I will go with that, guys. I'll say that is relatively peaceful. You know, I was expecting, you know, things to go a lot worse than that. But, you know, what we do understand is the amount of resources that have been called into this are unbelievable. So let's just dissect this a little bit, guys. Let's just dissect this. Let me find some pictures. I want to see what he says on these signs. You know, you guys know the signs I'm talking about. They're like yellow at the top and then they've got a red bit at the bottom that are obviously mass produced. Like those signs, and they've got Palestinian flags as well. So like, you know, how is that Palestinian thing? Like supporting African migrants. I don't know, guys. I don't know. You know, we're getting through this together. They've got big wide-angle pictures of I don't know, the homegrown protesters, and you've got like wide-angle pictures and lots of people, and then when it shows you the actual counter protesters, the angles are very short angle and you're getting people's faces, which says to me that they're trying to hide something. Anyway, I don't know, maybe I'm reading that. Right, so the signs, the mass-produced signs are saying, I would love to see, right, all you need to do, guys, can somebody, like, find out where these signs are printed? Refugees welcome, stop the far right. You see, nobody's claiming. No, listen, guys, I'll be quite clear with you. I'm all for taking refugees, but let me just give you guys the definition of refugee. Right, so here we go, guys. Right, so this is what a refugee is, guys, all right? A person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disaster. Now, look, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm all for that. Like, if people, like, are genuinely, like, you know, fleeing war, like when the Russians invaded Ukraine in 2022, that is absolutely, like, you know, those people are genuinely, like, and I've seen some of the bad stuff that happens that I can't talk about on here. Those are people who are genuinely, escaping war. So that is the definition of a refugee, guys. All right, I'm not making this up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. All right, I am not making this up. This is literally the definition. Who's this? I can't answer that. I'm sorry. So let's go back to that sign, guys. All right. So the sign there is refugees welcome, stop the far right. Now, I would say, yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that, guys. You know what I mean? I would agree with that statement. Refugees welcome. Yes, I get that. But listen, here's the thing, guys, right? My definition of a refugee is the same as the literal definition of a refugee. A person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disasters. I'm all with that, guys, right? I'm not sure how many wars or natural disasters or persecutions are going on right now in places like Albania, North Africa. You know, where are those wars? You know, where are those wars that are happening right now, guys? That people are, people are escaping. I don't know. Right, I'm going to jump up and get the comments on TikTok, guys. I'm going to jump up and get the comments on the TikToks. Right, let me. Right, quite a lot. And good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, guys. Make sure you share my stuff. Please share my stuff, guys. All right. If you can do nothing else, please just share my stuff. Right. Linda Lou is saying morning, Sean. Debbie 973 is saying morning, everyone. Dodsbra is saying, is that a lefty outside with a chainsaw? No, we're having some. We're having some work done. No, we're having some work done. D-Marie Gen X is saying good morning to you, D-Marie Gen X. Google is saying hi, Jody Lee is saying morning, everyone. Priv Carroll is saying morning and two suns. I don't know, I think it was going to rain here earlier. Coral Reefing is saying hi, mate. I hope you're good. We are good, Coral Reefing. I hope you're good as well. I'm like probably like quadruple tasking right now, and I actually knew I was going to be in here for that long this morning. I've been in here, guys, since 7 o'clock this morning. I actually brought in 3 cups of coffee with me. I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to have time to go back to the house this morning to get more coffee. Dodge Bryce saying I booked Abu Dhabi for a holiday next year. Will it be safe? As Iran is over the water. Yeah, I would say Abu Dhabi would be safe. Yeah, it is over the water, over the Persian Gulf. Yeah, I would say it's going to be safe, but you're going to have to look at the geopolitical climate, like closer to that time, I guess. Lisu is saying morning, Sean. Four Paws is saying good morning, everyone. Coral Reefing is saying there was an electromagnetic storm, but that happens all the time, so it couldn't be that. Yeah, we're just talking about the craziness that happened on Saturday night, guys. Absolute insanity that happened Saturday night. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't want to keep going on to this, guys, and breaking into the live stream, because this live stream, it is about the Manchester 2 trial. They're about to be given their verdict today. As I understand it, I may be wrong. It may happen another day. I don't know how the legal system works, but I thought this was going to happen Friday. They were then told to go home over the weekend and deliberate and whatever, and then they're going to be resitting today at 10 o'clock. So as I understand it right now, they've been sitting for 23 minutes. So while we're on this live stream, guys, we may actually get a verdict. While we're on the live stream, we may actually get a verdict. But, alas, remember what we said about but? Coral Reefing is saying there was an electromagnetic storm because the other night, Saturday night, guys, I couldn't sleep. It was so weird. I could feel something was not right. In me. I was like, what is this? I was walking around the house confused, like I was in a dream. Sarah was asleep on the landing, she was just laid down on the landing outside. And I was like, I need to get outside. So, and I was walking around outside. The next morning, so Sunday morning, who did I phone first? I think I phoned my sister first. I said, sister, did you sleep well last night? She said, oh my God, Sean, absolutely not. So her and her husband, exactly the same. Their 2 dogs were going absolutely crackers, like they were howling at the moon, but there was no moon. Everybody I spoke to on a personal level who I know, like I got your phone up, and asked how they slept. Everybody, all Sarah's friends, Sarah's mum and dad, my dad, my mum had been to the pub, so she was like out like a lamp. Everybody I spoke to felt the same in that window between 12 and 3. So I put it on as a group message. I did a video on it. I said, look, guys, I put myself out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, look, guys, I do my own stuff. All right, I do my own stuff. I don't copy other people. If I put myself out there and say wild things that are untrue, that's on me. But ladies and gentlemen, something happened Saturday night. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was a massive solar flare. I don't know whether it was like a 5G attack. I don't know whether it was a spiritual attack, a demonic attack, alien blasting us with some sort of rays or something. I genuinely don't know what it was, guys, but something definitely happened, certainly to the United Kingdom, potentially to the world on Saturday night. I don't know what it was. Cosmic is saying, good morning all. Good morning to you, Cosmic. Lisu is saying it's probably because of Mercury retrograde, Sean, because it causes sleep disturbances and vivid dreams. Guys, look, I don't know what it was. It's never happened to me before. It's never happened to me before. And we've gone through these things before, haven't we? We've got, like, you know, all these celestial alignments where things go, you know, and I don't know, guys. I try to be grounded in physics and known science. I'm not saying that it's not known science. Sorry. I'm not saying that it's not unknown science. What I'm saying is I'm always going to go down the line of, you know, known physics, known science. I'm going to try and explain it that way first. If I can't explain it that way, guys, be under no illusion. I'll put my tiptoes into that, into those other circles. Linda Lou says, seems like it will kick off after the verdict. Yeah, I think it will, Linda Lou. I think depending on the verdict, it could kick off today. It could also kick off when the sentencing happens. Because remember, you get the verdict and then you get the sentencing. Now, I don't know. So we talked about the Manchester 2 now, ladies and gentlemen. The Manchester 2 who allegedly had fisticuffs in Manchester Airport. They're claiming that they didn't. I don't know. I mean, fair play to them for claiming that they didn't. So as I understand it, they get sentenced today, guys. And regardless of this, this is going to drive more divisional lines in the United Kingdom, guys. It just is. Whether they get sentenced X, Y, Z, up, down, left, right, 10, 15, 20, or 0. This is going to cause divisional lines. So it doesn't really matter. Now, as I understand it, again, I might be wrong on this, guys. They've only been back in court for 27 minutes. But as I understand it, they are getting, they're having the verdict today. Hang on, guys, give me a second. So it's the verdict today. Hang on. So it's the verdict today. I don't know when the sentencing is, guys. All right, I don't know when the sentencing is, but. So, for example, if they get given guilty today, and I don't know if they will, then there will be a hearing for the sentencing. If they get given not guilty, there you have it, guys. All right. But whatever the action is, all right. If you're trying to understand what's happening, and you look at this verdict that's going to happen potentially today, although I don't know, if it doesn't make sense to you, just go in the back of your head and think ideological subversion, guys, and then it'll make sense. I can guarantee it. Okay, what I'm saying now is public record, so all these videos are being recorded. They're all online. People can see them, and that's the reality, guys. Okay. Dodsbra is saying there were so many counter protesters. Sad to see. Some of them had Palestine flags. Yeah, I don't. So, like, again, you know, we've talked about this. So in Epping, you've got one set of guys with the flags saying, like, you know, protect our kids, and the other counter protesters waving Palestine flags. So, like, how is protect our kids in direct opposition to like Palestine? I don't know, guys. None of this makes sense to me anymore. Linda Lou is saying over 2,000. There was around 400 similar to the other side. Yeah, so the numbers just don't add up, guys. Remember, we can see with our own eyes, ladies and gentlemen. We can see with our own eyes what's happening. We don't need the BBC to tell us. But I do know a lot of people do just watch the BBC. A lot of elderly people, a lot of senior people. Although I know I know my mum. I was shocked about how much my mum says she doesn't believe the BBC anymore. 4 Paws are saying keep tapping the screen, guys. 50,000 target. We are on 17. Linda Lou says those signs were gathered at. Oh, that's interesting. So Linda Lou is saying those signs were gathered at the end and put in the back of a van for next time. Guys, always follow the money. Those signs, all that stuff, somebody's paying for that, guys, all right? Literally, somebody is paying for that. And who's paying for, literally, who is paying for that? Where does that money come from? Because if you start to follow that back, you know, I don't think you'd ever be able to do this because they're too good, but I would speculate that if you follow that money back far enough, that will originate at a near-peer adversary, a subversive near-peer adversary. Lulzwale is saying hi, and hi to you, buddy. Google is saying, Sean, sent you a video of them putting mass signs on the floor. Yeah, the signs things, guys, it's insane. This stupid censorship. Yeah, we're all getting censored now, aren't we, guys? We are all getting censored. You know, did you guys realize that now the government, you know, with these new censorship laws that have come in, the government can just like change them at any time they want, which is literally what I said as soon as it was, as soon as it happened, I was like, yeah, these things are going to be changed. Snowdrops is saying, oh, this is an interesting one. So Snowdrops is saying Rupert Lowe says he's going to investigate who's funding these anti-protesters, Sean. I think he's going to come up to a dead end. I really do, guys. I mean, it's good that he's going that way. I think, you know, it's good that he's going that way. What I would like him to do as well is investigate who is funding all these. I want to know, and then again, going slightly off topic, but not. The people that come over on the boats, like, you know how they're all wearing the same buoyancy aid? I've tried to buy things en masse, like a couple of thousand units of something. It's very difficult, guys. It's very difficult to find a couple of thousand units of something. You have to have them made. So my questions about these, I think it'd be easier to trace. I think it'd be easier to trace for these, I think it'd be easy to trace where these the life cycle of these life jackets, guys, basically. You know, you could quite easily, I bet somebody's done this already, you could quite easily put a tracking device inside one of those things and, you know, a GPS tracker and just track that for a couple of days or a couple of months and see where that actually goes. I'm sure that's been done already. And then you would start to build up a picture of where these life jackets are going, because that to me, guys, that to me is like the smoking gun. And it's there and everybody can see it, but nobody seems to like think, hang on a minute, where are all these life jackets coming from and going to? Like we said on a previous live stream, guys, all right, I think this happens. This is my speculation. So if you understand that those life jackets, when they get to the, when these migrants basically get to the shores of the United Kingdom, if those life jackets are then somehow sent back to France, what you would see then is a direct working relation. Guys, look, and I don't know any other way to say this. What you would see then is a direct a positive working relationship with the UK government and the smuggling gangs. I don't know any other way I can phrase that, guys. I genuinely don't. Like, you see where I'm going with that? If you take it, for example, that when the migrants come over the water, they're wearing life jackets, yeah? When those migrants take those life jackets off, who takes control of them? Like, who takes control of those life jackets? Do they get burnt? Like, what happens to them? Because if those life jackets are finding their way back over to France, which I think they are, purely because of the numbers involved, it's very difficult to have something produced on that scale. If those things are making their way back to France, and I don't know if they are, guys, I'm just speculating, then I would say that well, there's no other way around it, then there is a positive working relationship between the British government and the smuggling gangs. Now, of course, it was a total conspiracy, and you guys with the tinfoil hats on were proven wrong when you guys said to me, when you guys were sending me messages saying, Sean, are the government secretly shipping, flying in foreign fighters and putting them in hotels? And I was like, no, that's not happening, guys. And then, yeah. You know what, guys? No, I was wrong. So I'm not taking anything off the cards. Paul Poops is saying, let me pin this. Paul Poops is saying, what if our adversaries are paying for these counter-protesters to cause issues and disruption? Paul Poops, I would say that this is part of subversion, this is part of destabilization, and it's well documented that part of the destabilization phase is you fund and where am I looking for? Promote. You fund and promote any of these fringe groups. So you've got Free Palestine, you've got Just Stop Oil, you've got Extinction Rebellion, you've got all these groups. All these groups, you would plow money into them, you know, mass-produced signs, give them flags, give them this, give them identities, you know, give them an organisation, give them £30 a day to turn up, put on coaches. That's what they're doing, guys, all right? That's what they're doing. So always follow the money, always follow the money. And a perfect to eyeball this, look at the signs, guys, all right? If you want to see if somewhere's got funding, look at the signing, look at the branding, look at the branding, I think that's a better word. Look at the branding, you know. And again, what I'm starting to see on these pro-Palestine, on the anti-protests, I'm starting to see people write things on banners now. Probably because people have been watching my videos and people are starting to understand now that all those people waving the same flags or waving the same signs that are written in the same font, in the same colours, are mass-produced. And people are going, hang on a minute, like, you guys are a grassroots movement. Yeah, we are. We're just people against, you know, racism and against, we're all for love. Where'd you get all those signs from? What, did you have them mass-produced a couple of months ago? Yeah, all right, no worries. Cosmic is saying, morning all. Debbie Doo is saying, I was awake from 4 a.m. onwards, but had taken prescription something which knocked me out prior to that. Jody Lee, I was the same, woke up feeling scared and bad dreams. Yeah, it's for not, yeah, keep checking out my, yeah, Jody Lee. Like, the more, I'm just going to pin this. So Saturday night, guys, I like the way you move. So Saturday night, it was wild in the UK. It was absolutely wild in the UK, guys. Saturday night was bonkers. Everybody, like, well, not everybody, you know, a lot of people slept like a baby, but more people than didn't were up Saturday night, walking around, feeling confused, looking out the window, wanting to get outside. It was crackers. I am going to get into that, guys. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what the solution is, but I will find it. Well, I'll find you what I think is the most likely solution, culprit, I guess. Gene Prothero is saying, good morning, everyone. I'm saying good morning right back to you. Hang on, guys. Daniel Payne saying, time to take down Parliament, don't you think? I think Parliament have already gone. Daniel Payne is saying, Daniel Payne is saying, right, I'm just going to say, Daniel Payne, I think Daniel Payne got up this morning. He's like so angry. So he's saying, like, time to take down Parliament, don't you think? Sharia law can do one. Starmer can do one. Labour can do one. Well, I mean, I think Daniel Payne is he's very clear with his individual branding. D-Marie Gen X is saying, I love Rupert Lowe because he really is vocal and have a go. Yeah, I love Rupert Lowe as well, guys. I think he's fantastic. Google is saying there's a toddler, sorry. I misread that. I saw the words, but I missed them round. Google is saying a toddler bites a cobra to death. Oh, I've never seen that before. Priv Caro is saying the dude who went to the people who organised the boat should pay someone to put an air tag in the life jackets. Yeah, easy to track, guys. You know, they are very easy to track. Four Paws are saying overloading a dinghy to be illegal. I don't know what that means, is Four Paws. And then Google it. Yeah, so look, Google, I'm just going to, hang on. So Google it is saying the COVID time was the most simple times ever. Low taxes, everything was stable. When we was in those lockdowns, I mean, listen, guys, I'll be quite clear. You know, I thought it was fantastic. You know, we have a relatively nice pad. We've got fields, and you know, we're okay. I know that's not the same for everyone. I can just remember thinking, right now, this is fantastic. Like, right now, this is fantastic. For us, this is our experience. Right now, these lockdowns are fantastic. I knew in the back of my head the storm that was coming. And I was saying to everybody, I was saying, guys, listen, like, the amount of money that's being printed and like just manifesting right now, the amount of like crazy stuff that's happening, the financial system was absolutely like broken. Yeah, that happened like in those lockdowns. Remember, guys, it was so dangerous. You had to be tested to see if you've got it. April Lee is saying morning. Good morning to you, April Lee. Daniel Payne is saying I will be safer in Russia. Or you wouldn't be safer in Russia, Daniel Payne. You wouldn't be safer in Russia. It's a myth. It is a myth. Do you know what? Actually, do you know what? I think it depends. It depends on like the type of person you are. Very different cultures, guys. All right, very different cultures. I will always choose liberal Western democracy because I'm a bit of a liberal, guys. I'm a bit of a liberal. I'm a bit of a classical liberal, though, not what we've got now. Now I identify more with non-liberals, I guess. Oh, and Daniel Payne I'm just going to click this, guys, and read it out loud. So Daniel Payne on TikTok is saying the lady at a lady at a party was high. Oh no, I misread that. A lady at a party was high up in the Met doing intelligence. Told me to stay away from London. Take away from that what you want. Yeah, I would always say stay away from London, guys. I mean, like, honestly, I have to go to London. Like, you know, when you have to go to London for a meeting or something, and they're like, yeah, I mean, you're like, yeah, Sean, can you meet in London? Oh, like, oh, really? Where is it? And they're like, SW1. And you're like, oh, really? I don't want to go to SW1. Can we not do it another time? Can we not do it on Skype or something? Or no one uses it. Is it even open Skype? You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't like going. Me personally, I don't like going to London. It's up to you if you want to go or not. It's just not for me. Cosmic is saying it was reported during lockdowns. Cosmic, what was reported during lockdowns? I don't know what was reported during lockdowns. Four Paws are saying Yvette Cooper to make it illegal to have too many in the dinghies that are coming over. Like, what? What? Hang on, where did that comment go? Right, guys. Are we being serious here? Is Yvette Cooper trying to make it illegal I can't even repeat this, guys. I'm gonna caffeinate myself. I'm gonna jump off screen. I'm gonna caffeinate myself. I'm gonna see what that scratching is out there because there might be a squirrel or something trying to get in the door. I'm gonna caffeinate myself. I'm gonna jump through there and have a open that door and see what's on the other side of it because there's like a real weird scratching happening. I'll be back on in a minute. But Yvette Cooper, allegedly, ladies and gentlemen, Yvette Cooper is trying to make it illegal to have too many people in the. I don't even know anymore. So it's not illegal to come, but he said we're okay. We'll take as many as you can send. But make sure make sure they've got plenty of leg room in the dinghies. I have no idea what that scratching noise was, guys. It might have been Mr. Squirrel trying to get in. It could have been a fox, could have been a hedgehog. I have no idea. But yeah, Yvette Cooper wants to make it illegal for I don't have the capacity for that, guys. I just don't have the capacity. Google it is saying, Daniel, if you went to Russia, you would be sent to the front lines. Yeah, there was quite a few stories on the mainstream talking about how people from Africa, India and Africa as well, were sent to go over to Russia with the claims that they're going to get a new job, and they were literally sent to the front line. D. Marie Gen X is saying, financially, Sean, do you see a collapse imminent? I think there's a collapse happening right now. Listen, guys, okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to give anyone financial advice. If you saw my bank account, you'd definitely agree with me. So a financial collapse would be where X doesn't meet Y and it just doesn't work anymore. So what's happening, I think, in this country right now, you know how inflation is just going out of control, like how inflation right now in the UK is just absolutely out of control. That's because the government are printing more money and making more money. But at some point, we're going to just have to ask, I mean, first of all, what do we mean by a financial collapse? Because don't forget, this is happening all over the world. I think the government knows we're in financial collapse and is just printing more money, printing more and more money to try and mitigate that or delay that for as long as possible. April Lee is saying, have you applied for the Sharia law job, Sean? No, I didn't apply for the Sharia law job, guys. I'm outside of that catchment area, but if anybody lives in the Manchester or Didsbury area, there's a good job going in Manchester. I think it's Manchester Council. In Manchester Council as a Sharia law advisor. Daniel Payne says, I'm in London. I'm sure it's a mini Afghanistan. So you know all these Afghanis who come over, guys, and they're, and everybody's scared of them because they're doing these sort of things, like whatever that is, they're doing these sort of things, and they're doing this. I've been to Afghanistan. I've spent probably more time than most in Afghanistan, training, working alongside Afghan special forces, all right? Training them up to a level. And they're useless. Absolutely. They're probably the worst soldiers. They're probably the worst. So in my opinion, which is not that humble, guys, in my opinion, they're like the worst soldiers and the most difficult to get to do anything. It's very difficult to get them to follow simple commands. Yeah, I'm off. I've been kicked off again. I've been kicked off again, guys. I've been kicked off again. Right. Right, I need to right, I've been kicked off, ladies and gentlemen. Again. Hang on, give me a second, guys. TikTok should allow. Right. So why? Right. Okay. I can't say. So I'm not allowed to say on TikTok now, guys. I'm not allowed to say. I've just been kicked off TikTok, guys. All right. I've just had my live banned. All right, because of hate speech. Now I gave my opinion. Now I've trained hundreds of Afghan soldiers, and I'm saying that they're very difficult to work with, and I've just been kicked off for that. So there we go, guys. There we go. Right. Right. I'm just trying to. Submit. Hang on, guys. Right, so I'm off. We're double streaming, guys. We are double streaming. Yeah, I've gone. So I've been kicked off again, guys, for hate speech. Right? I've literally trained hundreds of Afghanis. I've trained hundreds of Afghanis, all right? And if I say that, they're very difficult to work with, I get kicked off for that. So I can't even have an opinion. I can't even have an opinion now, guys. I'm not even allowed to have an opinion. So I'm kicked off TikTok, guys. I'm kicked off TikTok. I've been banned, and that's it, guys. I'm off. I'm off TikTok. So let me close that down, and we'll continue this live stream on. With you, fantastic guys on YouTube. But you see how draconian it is, guys. You see how draconian it is when I get my lives banned all the time. Anyway, let me jump up. I'll get the comments on here now, guys. It really swizzles me, guys. It really swizzles me. It really swizzles me when this happens. It's just like I'm getting audited because I said. I don't even know what I said, guys. I don't even know what I said. But anyway, apparently, if you've got an opinion, if you're a subject matter expert, right, on something, you've got over 20 years experience doing something, and you say and you give your opinion, and somebody in Korea doesn't think, oh, yeah, I'm not even going to go down there, guys. I'm not even going to go down there. Yeah, Daniel Payne, I'm blaming you 100%, Daniel Payne. I'm blaming you, guys. I'm blaming Dan. That's your fault, Daniel Payne. That's your fault, Daniel Payne. Anyway, Steph is saying, I feel like there's some little TikTok manager sat somewhere really angry with you for some unknown reason, waiting for you to say nothing wrong at all. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. I'm banned again. I am banned. Do you know what? Do you know what the good thing about being banned off TikTok is? I get to drink my coffee. I get to drink my coffee in full view of everyone. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Yeah, I keep saying this, don't I? I keep saying that I'm gonna, I'm just gonna stop doing the live streams on TikTok. But they're saying I can go back on the 4th of. I mean, what can I even say? What do I even do? What do I do when I go on there? Do I talk what can I even say now? Like, if I can't give my professional, imagine going to a doctor, right? Imagine seeing a doctor. Imagine a doctor, right, who's got a good doctor, a real doctor. Imagine going to a doctor, and a doctor's got 20 years experience, 26 years experience, right? So this doctor, right, he's been a doctor for 26 years experience. And he's asked his opinion, not facts, his opinion from his experience on, I don't know, aspirin or whatever. You're asked your opinion on aspirin, all right? And he says, all right, I think aspirin is X, Y, and Z. And somebody says, no, that's fake. That's not a real opinion. What? How? Literally, how is that a thing? But you see the censorship now, guys. You see the censorship. It's unbelievable the amount of censorship. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it does happen today. Let's see if I can get an update on the Manchester 2. Let me see if I can get an update on the Manchester 2. Because they've been in court now for almost an hour. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. No, nothing on the mid. Right, let me see if I can find one on X. Have I got X? Let me open it up on this screen. I'm just having a look now, guys, on X, if I can find an update on the Manchester 2. Because, as I understand it, Right, so yeah, I'm not getting anything, guys. I've got an update from 40 minutes ago. Just somebody saying the verdict is due today at Liverpool Crown Court. Yeah, so it does look like the verdict is due today for the Manchester attackers. And look, guys, like, you know, people need to understand, like, right now you'll have people. So you'll right now, guys, you'll have people. You will have people sat there thinking, right, if this happens, we're going to go crackers, you know. And on the other side of it, you're going to have people watching thinking, hang on a minute, how has that happened? So I think here, guys, you know, we're going to have a clear sign today. We're going to have a binary decision. So it's going to be guilty or not guilty. If it's a guilty verdict, you know, if it's a guilty verdict, then they're going to have to, you know, they're going to have to wait, I think, for sentencing. I don't know what that sentencing is going to be, how long that takes. You know, there'll be people, you know, there'll be people with better understanding of it than me. If it's not guilty, you can imagine the rift that this is going to cause, can't you, guys? And what you've got to understand is, like, the country as a whole, so the whole of the country right now, United Kingdom, you know, excuse me, the whole of the country in the United Kingdom right now are angry. People are watching these hotel riots and protests. I mean, wasn't there one that broke out yesterday night, and it was just like a total random one, and the police were totally unprepared? That's where things are going to go bad, guys. I've done quite a few videos about this, and that is where things will go bad. It's not going to go bad at the ones that are well documented, well policed, and you know, police have people have a long time to prepare for that. It's gonna go bad, and it will go bad at one of those places that just breaks out a sporadic protest. Might be a bunch of kids. I don't know what it's going to be, but you will get at some point a bunch of people going to the, going to those protests, going to those hotels or wherever, I don't know. They'll be protesting. The police won't get there. And then those people that are inside that hotel or whatever it is, those people that are inside, they're going to take it on themselves to protect themselves. You know, they're going to claim self-defense. They're going to come out swinging. You're going to see bad scenes, guys. You really will see some bad scenes. And then that, in my opinion, is going to be the flashpoint. Now, people talk about flashpoints, but yes, you do get flashpoints, but you also get like, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't believe I've just been banned because I said I think Afghan soldiers are like not very good. I literally said that, guys. And I can pretty much guarantee I've trained more Afghan soldiers than the TikTok algorithm. I'm not going to dwell on it, guys. I need to like ground myself and maybe do some hussars, but that has really annoyed me. But apart from the flashpoints, guys, you know, you also get like, it's like, you know, when you hear people say, he was an overnight success. It might take you 20 years to be an overnight success. You don't see all the build up. You don't see all the, you don't see all the seeds that are put in. You don't see all the other little bits that happen. You just see the flashpoint. Now, so I do think that there will be a flashpoint, but this verdict that's due today at Liverpool, do you know what? Let me search for Liverpool Crown Court. Oh, hang on. I'm on the Liverpool Crown Court website here. Give me a second. Court results. Hang on, I can see this. Oh, hang on. So what is it? Oh no, this is from ages ago. Oh, 24th. No, we're on the 28th now, aren't we? Yeah, but it's not. Nothing's out yet. Yeah, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Must publish them a couple of days after or whatever. Hang on, close that. Yeah, but so these attackers, you know, we've all seen the videos, we've all seen the footage. This is kind of what, in my opinion, one of the things that dragged people into the protest last year. It's only going to take a spark, guys. It's only going to take a spark, and we are so close to that. Tony saying, thank you, Real Raven One, for having me on. Bye. Okay, thank you, Tommy, and thank you. Daniel Payne is saying, if they get not guilty, I want the jury's names, faces, and they should all be banned from the UK. Yeah, it's bonkers, isn't it, guys? It is bonkers. But look, guys, divisional lines are being sown in the United Kingdom right now. Literally, you can see them, guys. You can really see it. You can really see those divisional lines now. Very pronounced, very, very, very clear. In fact, while you guys are on here, let me just show you where we are real quick. Let me just, because I can share the screen with you guys now. Let me try and find this. I'm just, hang on, guys, give me a second. Not that one. Give me a second, guys. Give me a right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on, can you do me a massive favor, please? Hit those buttons down below. Like, comment, subscribe. I mean, literally now, you guys have seen how many videos I get taken down. It is quite funny now. It is really funny how many videos I get taken down. So can you guys please like, comment, subscribe, all bell notification, all those things, guys, because it really does help me out. Right, let me just, here we are. Right, I need to share this screen with you guys. So I'm going to share you guys where we are now that's wrong. I'm going to share with you guys where we are right now. Right, so we are here right now, guys, all right? We are being destabilized. This is us right now, guys, all right? We are being destabilized here. And this is just tactics of destabilization, and whereby you want to put, you want to fund and promote all these, well, it'll say somewhere, it'll say it in here somewhere, that you want to, I don't know. It'll say it in here somewhere that that part of destabilization is to fund these fringe groups, fund these fringe groups that are dividing society. So one of the key, I'll just read it here. One of the ideological foundations as a road to destabilization begins this fifth phase. I'm joking, guys. I'm going to scan through it. Basic just compromising antagonist. So here we are. You attack media channel. You attack the media channels. One seen as a mirror of society. What did we just say, guys? Literally, what did we just say? So if your media channels are being subverted, like the BBC, I would speculate. If the BBC has been subverted, they say only 400 protesters turned up, and you're looking, you're thinking, dude, there's literally thousands, so as it says here, once seen as a mirror of society, increasingly position themselves as adversaries. Does that sound like we're in a destabilization phase right now, guys? Becoming the front lines of social frictions. Yeah. Radical voices that once existed in the margins begin to move into the mainstream. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly where we are right now, guys. We are being heavily destabilized. At this point, it's no longer about ideological and theoretical debate. As the demoralization phase, now the aim of to subvert a narrower array of key domains: administration, law enforcement. Look at the policing, two-tier policing. This is a direct. Two-tier policing is a direct result of subversion. Where are we going? Law enforcement, the economy. Look at the economic decisions like that are being made in the UK. Like, you do not grow an economy by taxing people. You do not grow an economy by inviting foreign investors. That is like economics 101. But more aggressively and profoundly, these domains are infiltrated and gradually brought under the dependency of hostile interests and effective control. So what we're talking about there is funding these people. So these fringe groups are brought under the control of foreign, I'm just going to use the word foreign interests. I think that's a fair I think that's a fair thing to say. So once they're brought under foreign control, hostile control, sorry, then you can, by funding them, because that's the only real way of control, then you control them. And these tactics aim to undermine the functioning of key institutions. Look at this here, guys. Bribing and corruption. Utilized to compromise decision makers. So now, when you think about this, guys, all right, when you want to destabilize a country, all you need to do is compromise or bribe, a few key lawmakers, a few of these key lawmakers. So if you've got a judge on your payroll, get that judge in and get him or her to make all those decisions, right? That's what you would do. Get him to make, right, Lucy Conley, what did you do? Facebook post? Yeah. 2 years, 7 months. What did you do? Oh, some really bad stuff with kids. Right, you're okay. Off you go. Suspended sentence. And that just drives people crazy. It's a long topic to go into, guys. It is a long topic to go into. But we are at that stage right now. We are at that destabilization phase, guys. I don't care what anyone says. We are literally there. Monokrov is saying ridiculous amounts of censorship. Honestly, don't want to imagine how further Online Safety Act can take it. Yeah, I mean, look, the Online Safety Bill. Oh, hang on. Just heard the jury is out with the Manchester 2 airport men from behind bars. TV of TikTok. Right, let me do a quick search. Guys, see if I can get anything, because this will be quick. No, I can't find anything. I can't find anything on X. And usually, like, X would be the one what would. Let me do verdict. I've spelled verdict wrong. No, I'm not getting anything, guys. I'm not getting anything about the trial or the verdict at the moment. Daniel Payne is saying, honestly, Ali G doesn't sound like a bad PM anymore. Yeah. In fact, what's that? I was watching that movie with him the other day. Where he's like, I don't know what the movie is called. He's like the foreign dictator. Honestly, I was watching it, I was thinking, wow, there's no way in a million years, they'd be able to make that movie today. It would just be, absolutely swizzled out the way. Steph is saying they are making it worse by banning you. Every time they ban you, it brings new people in your comments and lives just out of curiosity. Guys, I've lost count how many times. Do you know what? Let me see I'm going to Google how many times I can get banned on TikTok Live. Right, well, I don't know. A single severe. Right, I don't think it was a severe. Right, hang on. I'm just reading this now, guys, off the TikTok website. Content moderation, community guidelines. So complicated. What happens if your account content is removed? No, I'm looking at like a ban off live streaming. Right. I'm not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen, while you guys are on the live stream with me. Ladies and gentlemen, the news of the day. Then be careful, as they can delete your channel and demonetize your channel. Oh, I don't get any money off these channels, guys. It's, you know, literally, like, you know, I hardly, like, pennies. Debbie Dennis is saying, be careful, as they can delete your channel and demonetize your channel. They have done this to other creators. Yeah, I mean, I do get banned all the time, guys, don't I? I literally get banned all the time. And it's just a kick in the swizzle. It's an absolute kick in the swizzle when, like, if I was looking at something and saying, yeah, that's a red patch, and he's like, no, that's not a red patch, it's a blue patch. And I'm like, no, it's definitely not. I believe it's a red patch. Anyway, look, guys, it is what it is. I'm banned. I've been swizzled out the way. Coastal and Countryside Drone says, you see, the people smugglers have been shooting people who don't pay. 22-year-old shot 7 times. You know what? They could probably live stream that on TikTok and they'd be absolutely fine. But then I say something, and I'm totally swizzled. Matt is saying, the elite kidnappers are watching you. Yeah, guys, isn't it wild? Look, I'm going to come back to, I'm not going to come back to it, actually. I'm not going to come back to what happened Saturday night because I don't want to keep talking about that, but it was absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Mama Bar is saying, what do they want by doing all this? And do you think it will work? Oh, good question. So Mama Bear is saying, where's this leading and what's this happening? Well, it's actually funny because I did a video. I think I did a video Sunday morning. And in that video on Sunday morning, one of the things I said was, one of the things I said in that video on Sunday morning was, follow the why. Why is all this crazy stuff happening? Why are all these wars happening? When you go down that rabbit hole, the natural conclusion that happened was the natural conclusion that most people come to is money. But I've come to a different conclusion. I've come to the conclusion that it's not about money. It's not about money because, what is money? What is money? It's numbers on a screen. Whether you've got a billion or 100 billion, a cup of coffee is only going to cost the same. When you've got the castles and the yachts and the aircraft, what else do you need? And the reality is you don't need anything. So it's not about money. And when you go down that rabbit hole, guys, the most recent iteration of this, you come to Haitian voodoo. Now, if you look at, give me a second because there's something happening out here. Give me a second. I'll tell you what happened Saturday. Yeah, so the most recent iteration of this is Haitian voodoo, but you can follow those types of crazy practices literally right back to the beginning of recorded history. And then one of the things this segues into Daniel Payne's comment here. So what happened Saturday? So Saturday night I'm claiming, this is me claiming it, right? I'm claiming that Saturday night there was some sort of an attack on the United Kingdom. Now, again, I don't understand it fully myself. I may be wildly off the mark, but something happened. I'll give you the context. I woke up. I can't remember what time it was. Between 1 and 3, maybe 2, which would be directly between 1 and 3. Sorry, you guys know what I'm talking about. I woke up in the middle of the night I think it was between 12 and 3. I can't remember what time. I was confused. I was scared. I was anxious. I was walking around the house. I didn't have a clue what was happening. Sarah was asleep on the landing. It was crackers. So then I phoned up, and this, guys, look, like, check the, if I've still got a platform, check the comments on the TikTok message I did about it. So the next morning I phoned my sister because I was saying to Sarah, there was something not right last night. I can't believe what happened. So I phoned my sister, and she said, I said, how did you sleep? And she was in the caravan in Lincolnshire. And she said, absolute nightmare. Her and her husband, they couldn't sleep. The dogs were going crackers. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I phoned my friend. I said, mate, how did you sleep last night? He said, oh, God, it was disgusting. He said, I was up at this time. I couldn't do this. All the same symptoms. So then Sarah now is on the phone to her friends, and her friends are saying exactly the same. This same sort of thing happened. Something happened to people between midnight and 3 a.m. on Saturday, right? Something happened, whatever date Saturday was, the 28th, 27th, Saturday the 26th. Something happened to people on the night time of Saturday the 20th. Oh, it wasn't actually, was it? It was morning of the 27th or whatever. Yeah, it was morning of the 27th. So something happened to people. So I did a video on this, and I said, guys, look, I said, listen, this happened to me. Can you please tell me how you slept last night? Guys, the comments were phenomenal. The comments were absolutely phenomenal. People feeling exactly the same. People's feeling exactly the same, you know, exactly the same, going through exactly the same feelings at the exact same time. And you can't dismiss that. You can't dismiss that. So something happened on Saturday night, Sunday morning, in the United Kingdom, and we had people from Poland, we had people from Australia. They were saying similar things happened. I want to focus on people in the United Kingdom because it's easier to quantify. Something happened to people where they woke up feeling confused, dazed, shocked, scared, wanted to get outside, anxious, feeling like something was going to happen, but they didn't know what it was. It was bonkers, guys. You know, it was absolutely bonkers. Just look at the comments, right? It's not me. You look at the comments. So something happened. Now I don't know what that was. I don't know whether it was like a solar flare. I don't know whether it was something potent. Something potent definitely happened, guys. I don't know whether it was a solar flare, like 5G towers banging out some crazy frequencies. I don't know whether it was you know, some sort of alien weapon or some sort of spiritual demonic attack. I genuinely don't know what it was. I'm going to try and get to the bottom of it and find out what. Obviously, I'm never going to have a smoking gun, but I'm going to give you guys what I think my most likely outcome was. Odin is saying, I was awake at 2 a.m. Saturday about to go to bed. And Daniel Payne was saying, I was working till 1 p.m. 01:30 that day. Obviously, it didn't happen to everyone. Not everybody, you know, it wasn't everybody that this was happening to. But, you know, more people, I would say that it's not. And even if it was just 10%, guys, look, even if it was just 1% of the population, that's a massive thing. That is a massive thing. Right? Even if it's a fraction of 1%, that means that there's something there because it's happening to a lot of people. If that message would have just been, yeah, Sean, yeah, I was fine, Sean, I was fine, everything was fine. You know, I'd been like, yeah, it was just us. We ate something. Maybe it was something local, but it wasn't. This was a national thing. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the crux of, let me see if I can update this. So the crux of this video, the verdict of the Manchester 2 happens today, as I understand it, guys. The verdict of the Manchester 2 is happening today. As of right now, guys, I can't see any information. Oh, hang on. As of now, guys, there's no new information out there, but as I understand it, it is going to happen today. Now, they were in court at 10 a.m., so this is going to put more divisional lines in the United Kingdom. Crazy things are happening, guys. Absolutely crazy things are happening. I don't know what all this stuff means, but you know what, guys? We'll find it out together. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on and you've not done so already, can you please hit the buttons down below, the like, the comment, the subscribe. You guys know, like, I've literally just been banned. You guys can see how much I get banned, you know, and all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, they really do help, guys, all right? So if you can, And if you've already done that, can you do me another big favor? And please share my stuff, guys, all right? Please share my stuff, because that helps me in the algorithm absolutely loads. It shows that people are sharing, people are listening, and people want to know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close this down now because I've got an absolute pile. I've got an absolute pile of work to get through. So I hopefully will be able to do a live stream. I don't even know if I can do a live stream tonight, guys. I don't even know if I can. I'll try and do a live stream tonight, guys. I may just be double streaming. If I will be just double streaming tonight. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys soon.